Welcome to another exploration of the intricacies of Middle Eastern geopolitics. Today's focus is Qatar, an affluent and influential nation in the Gulf region that found itself in an unexpected position in 2017, isolated from its closest neighbors. Despite being one of the smallest countries in the Middle East, Qatar wields considerable influence due to its vast wealth. Its high per capita income, driven by its vast natural gas reserves, coupled with a strategic foreign policy, has enabled it to punch above its weight in regional politics. However, it's precisely this assertiveness that has led to friction with its Gulf neighbors. In June 2017, a diplomatic crisis erupted that saw Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and Egypt sever diplomatic and economic ties with Qatar. They imposed a blockade, cutting off land, sea, and air routes, in a move that shocked the region and the world. The blockading countries justified the drastic step by alleging that Qatar was supporting terrorism and destabilizing the region. They subsequently released a list of 13 demands which Qatar had to fulfill for the blockade to be lifted. These demands included shutting down the Al Jazeera media network, severing ties with Islamist groups, reducing diplomatic ties with Iran, and ceasing military cooperation with Turkey. Qatar has long been accused by its neighbors of supporting various Islamist groups, some of which have been linked to terrorism. The groups allegedly supported by Qatar, such as the Muslim Brotherhood and Hamas, challenge the status quo and represent a form of political Islam that is seen as a threat by the autocratic monarchies in the region. Qatar has consistently denied these allegations and has defended its support for groups like the Muslim Brotherhood as backing for popular movements. Moreover, Qatar has emphasized its role in mediating in several regional conflicts, often playing a constructive part in securing hostage releases and facilitating peace talks. Another contentious issue was Qatar's influential media outlet, Al Jazeera. Founded in 1996, Al Jazeera has been a disruptor in the Middle East's media landscape. The network's coverage of regional issues and its willingness to provide a platform for opposition figures has irked many governments in the region. The issue of Iran, too, played a significant role in the crisis. Most Gulf countries, particularly Saudi Arabia and the UAE, view Iran as a direct threat due to its regional ambitions and nuclear program. However, Qatar has maintained a more balanced relationship with Iran, partly due to shared gas fields, which has been a bone of contention with its neighbors. The blockade did not emerge out of the blue, but was the culmination of years of rising tensions and periodic diplomatic spats between Qatar and its Gulf neighbors. Differences over foreign policy objectives, power struggles for regional influence, and underlying geostrategic competition all contributed to the crisis. The blockade had significant implications for Qatar's economy. It was compelled to reroute its imports and airline flights, establish new trading partners, and intensify efforts towards self-sufficiency, particularly in the agriculture sector. Despite these challenges, Qatar's economic resilience, fueled by its vast wealth, allowed it to weather the blockade. With a sovereign wealth fund worth over $300 billion and one of the world's largest natural gas reserves, it managed to absorb the shock and even turned it into an opportunity to diversify its economy. The blockade had significant geopolitical implications as well. Qatar was pushed closer to Iran and Turkey, both of which provided vital support to the country during the blockade. These shifting alliances may have long-term effects on the dynamics of the region. Internationally, the blockade was largely condemned and calls were made for a peaceful resolution. Kuwait and the United States took active roles in mediation efforts, but despite their attempts, the crisis persisted for over 3 years. The breakthrough finally came in January 2021, during the Gulf Cooperation Council summit, when an agreement was reached to lift the blockade. The blockading nations agreed to restore diplomatic and trade ties with Qatar, signaling a new era in Gulf relations. However, the legacy of the crisis continues to shape the region. The blockade has deepened divisions, fostered mistrust, and arguably altered the dynamics within the Gulf Cooperation Council in a way that will not be easily reversed. To conclude, the isolation of Qatar was a complex and multifaceted crisis, deeply rooted in long-standing geopolitical rivalries, differing perspectives on political Islam, control over narrative through media, and contrasting positions on Iran. It's a reminder of the complex dynamics that underpin Middle Eastern geopolitics, and the delicate balancing act small states must perform in this challenging neighborhood. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the Qatar isolation. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to hit the like button, share with friends and family, and subscribe for more analyses on Middle Eastern geopolitics.